Donnie B, GotDaBeats.
Good evening, everybody. It's Donnie B. Got the Beats. We live on the beat, man. Season 5 is here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited. Man, you guys have no idea. But you know how I do. Let's get straight to the point because that's what I like to do. I like to respect people's time. But first, you know what time it is. It's that time for that glorious intro. Here we go. So, again, as I always say, I try to find the dopest talent that I can find, the dopest individuals with a unique backstory, just uber talented, but very humble individuals. I'm pretty sure we have that tonight. Set the Wayback Machine a couple weeks ago. I had the pleasure of interviewing Grand Mix of GMS. Shout out to GMS. That's my guy, man. 1000% was digging his vibe and the whole nine. His whole crew is amazing. Got to meet some of them. Some of them were previous guests as well. Shout out to them as well. But GMS, as kind as he is, he put me up on some people. You know what I mean? And one of the people that he put me up on is who we have here today. And Miss Davies, but I'm trying to tell you, she is an amazing entertainer. Amazing entertainer. The backstory is immaculate, man, and it's just her resume is so robust. I'm gonna try to see if I can capture all this in one sentence. I'd like to introduce everybody to the singer, songwriter, music producer, and entertainment industry professional. I had to truncate it all into entertainment industry professional as well. Miss LaConda Davies, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
What how'd I do? I do okay with
You
it.
did excellent. You did excellent.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So how are you doing this evening? How are you? Where are you?
I'm in Dallas, Texas, but I'm at home. Actually, I'm surrounded by a lot of studio equipment because I'm getting ready to do a rehearsal after I get off this interview with you.
Okay. Hey, shout out to GMS in the building. See, we just talking about you, brother.
Hey.
Definitely knew he had to be on here, but yeah, man, I didn't know you were in Texas. I guess that's the one thing that I just did. They just went over my waiver wire, but
Yes.
nonetheless, you still killing it, man. So let's get to your story.
Okay.
So we can let people know exactly what time it is when they talk about LaConda Davies.
Yeah.
Who is LaConda Davies? Let the world know.
First of all, that's a big question because you know what? Some people don't know who they are, but I'm gonna tell you who I am.
Okay.
And I had to learn this. I was like, you know what? Somebody asked me a long time ago. They said, somebody asked you who you are. Do you know who you are? And I'm just like, that's a good question. So I figured that out.
Okay.
So LaConda Davies is this young woman who has always loved music as a kid and said to herself, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it different because I studied the industry and saw how it went this way, went that way, went up, went down. I was just like, I don't want to be caught in that. So LaConda Davies turned out to be a singer, a songwriter, a producer, an engineer, an engager, a person that just took control of what I saw in the industry that I needed to be. And I said, if I'm going to be these things, I can't depend on anyone to do it for me. So I have to make sure I know how to do it myself. Mm-hmm. And so I'm this determined woman in the entertainment industry that's looking to succeed in all aspects of it.
You get all of them snaps. Okay? Get all them snaps in there. Yeah, no, it's definitely it's. I love how you put that, and it further pushes up just how present you are. You have this energy, this gravity. That's what I always tell people that I do talk to. It's like, hey, you got to have gravity. You got to have that kind of presence when you walk into a room, you just light it up just by walking in the room.
Right.
And you definitely had that, sister. Definitely wanted to
Thank you.
let you
Thank
know that.
you.
But I love how you put that. I'll make sure we're going to put that in the archives for sure.
You're right.
So let's talk about growing up where you're from. Were you from Texas? Are you not from Texas? Like, just what was it like for
Right.
you growing up? And if you'd like to share any obstacles or anything that you had to overcome in order to become the success that you are today.
I have an interesting story, and you know what? You're kind of gonna be like, I think you're gonna be like the first to get this part of the story.
Oh,
So I'm originally from Lake Village, Arkansas,
okay.
and but my parents they brought us, brought me and my brother here to Texas, and so I grew up in a town called Oak Cliff, Texas. We kind of lived in a lot of different places, but Oak Cliff, Texas was like the last place.
Okay.
And so I grew up there with my brother. I grew up a tomboy, but I'm still girly. I grew up a tomboy, and I was kind of initiated into a gang. Did I say that? I didn't say that. But check this out though. So as I became older, I wasn't into the violence or anything like that. I wasn't my brother was always wanting me to fight people, and I'm just like, okay.
You're right.
but he's like boxed my sister, and so and so I grew up tomboyish, but I always had a song in me. I was always wanting to write. I always wanted to sing, and so I think of all people growing up and how I grew up. My mom had both parents in the household. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't like, it wasn't like that. We came from a very good home. It's just that, as teenagers, we chose to do what we wanted to do.
Mm.
And as I experienced these things out by myself with my friends and my brother, and I realized that I didn't really fit. I was like, this ain't what I want to do. I don't want to go that direction. And then I think my brother picked up on it too. And he told me, he said, you need to leave. He's like, you need to leave and you don't need to come back. He's like, you need to go pursue your career. He said, you need to go pursue singing. He said, and do that. And I looked at him like, whatever. And I'm like, you want me to leave? So I'm just like, but at the same time, it's almost like I wanted to leave. Cause when you get a part of that stuff, they like you in it. But they
Right.
were just like, no, go pursue it. You're too good. And so I did. So when he told me that, it hit something, it triggered something in me to say, okay, it's time for me to, it's like he gave me the opportunity. Like he was like, go. And so I did. And so I struggled, you know what I mean? I mean, I was in high school and I was kind of lagging there, and I'm just like, and then I got back on track, and then I just made a decision, like, I gotta do this. You
Mm.
gotta do this. Because I started looking around and seeing where people were that decided to make a different choice in life, and kicking it, and you see them every weekend sitting on the corner, and I'm just like, it's all fun. It was all fun, whatever. But I was just like, I don't want that.
Right.
I'm like, I see bigger things happening in my life. I want other things. I'm like, I got an expensive taste, and I'm just like, I need something different. And so I made a decision, and I paved my way. I finished school, and I wanted to learn about computers. I was always a computer nerd, and I was just like, let me get into computers. So my background is in IT and computers. I love it. So that's what made me the engineer that I am, where I'm able to run the studio, run all these wires, and do the mixing. That's it. So my childhood started like that. Grew up in Oak Cliff, ex-gang member. I hate saying that, but it's real. Ex-gang member. Still show my people love. I love them. They love me because they look at me and they're like, you really got out of here and you really did something with your life. I was
Right.
like, yeah, I needed to. I wanted to, and they give me major props, and I'm just like, yeah. And so the life is gone, and I'm just like, here I am. Like the sky's the limit. Just keep it moving. So yeah.
That's an awesome story. I mean, and again, that's how you know it's got to be real, because not everybody's just going to divulge and just be like, hey, you know what I mean. But it's awesome because, like you said, I mean, you took something that can be conceived or
Right.
excuse me, perceived as negative, was able to
Right.
spin it and weave it into something beautiful. So
Right.
totally understood that. Totally understood that.
Yeah.
Now, with your presence in music, and like you said, you had people that push you in that direction. What was the actual start that you could remember that you want to speak on? If you have anything to speak on, like how did you
Yeah.
actually get started? And not,
Okay.
once it was not like a hobby, it was like, you know what, I'm doing this. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. It's funny story. So I was always singing my whole life. I was humming with the vacuum cleaner as a kid. I was always, every time my mom would vacuum, I'd be like humming, trying to, I would do that for forever. And then as I got older and I got to sixth grade, this is when I realized, I'll tell you the story. So it was in me, and I was just like, I want to sing the national anthem at our sixth grade graduation.
Mhm.
And so I asked my teacher, I said, hey, can I sing the national anthem? Can I? And she's like, baby, can you sing? And I was just like, I don't know. I just want to sing it. So she was like, let me hear you sing. And so I started singing the national anthem, and she looked at me and she was like, come here. And she walked me down to the choir room. And she said, and she was like, I remember what she did. She did like this. She said, sing for us. So she had me in front of the choir teacher, and she said, sing for us. And so I started singing, and the choir teacher was like, she was like, baby, she said, did you know you can sing? And I was just like, I don't know. And she was like, you can sing. And I was like, okay. And so from that point on, I think I didn't know I could sing until my teachers told me I could sing. I didn't know that. And so they started talking with me more like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I was like, I don't know. They was like, you should sing. So I was like, okay. And so sixth grade happened, sung at the graduation. But the funny thing is when I got ready to sing at the graduation, I forgot all the words. And so, so I wanted to do it, wasn't scared to do it, but I forgot all the words. So the school had to sing with me. But I was just like, whatever, I was singing it. And so it started there. And then from sixth grade, got to seventh grade, and seventh grade, it got even better because the choir teacher there was like, this baby can sing. So I started leading songs, and I ended up being on TV like everywhere for this video, this writing we did on a school song, original school song, and I was the lead singer. And it just kind of flourished from there. So the teachers really were just like, go sing, like do that. And I'm just like, okay. And so I just continued from that point. So yeah, that's kind of how I started. My teachers would not have ever told me I could sing, I probably wouldn't have never known, because nobody was telling me.
Hmm.
They were just like, oh, we like that song, but nobody was like, oh, girl, you can sing. So I just, you know, so
What
it
was your
started
go-to
there.
song?
Say that again.
What was your go-to song back then?
Oh, my go-to song. Listen, I'll tell you something. My mom and dad they had parties every weekend. They love partying. They love family. And my dad was a DJ, uncles were DJs. They just played music all the time. So a song that I used to hear that they used to always play was Shirley Murdoch, As We Lay.
Yeah.
And so when you asked me what was my go-to song, it was Shirley Murdoch. And as I got older, I was just like, why didn't you let me sing that song? I was like, why were they letting me sing that song? But that was my go-to song. As We Lay.
That's
Crazy.
awesome.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay. And I get that. I'm a product of that household too. When my parents used to have every weekend it was a party. Every weekend
right.
we had like karaoke style music video tapes, like VHS tapes, stacks
Oh
and stacks of
man.
crazy.
Right.
Okay. Okay. That's a great story. That is really a great story. Now, with every story, and obviously we see the end result because we here now. We're gonna definitely hear your some of your newest music and the whole nine. But everybody has to overcome some sort of obstacles and hurdles and it's some in adversity, some shape, form, or fashion.
Right.
Could you tell us a little bit about some of what your biggest obstacles and were and while establishing yourself?
I think the biggest obstacle for me was dealing with males. in the industry. I mean, we all us females, I'm not gonna say all of us, but some of us females that are in the industry, we tend to run into some issues when it comes to, the
Sure.
males in the industry, because you have some that are in it to, they want to help, but then you got some that's in it to be greedy and to be, manipulative, and they do too much. You're doing too much. And so I think what helped me to really say I got to do this way, my way, is running into those obstacles of saying I'm not going to compromise myself, to get to where I want to be in this industry. I'm like, because I know I'm too good for that. I'm like, I cannot do that because I know I'm good. And then my grandfather instilled that in me. And so he was just like, no. He was like, that's not what you do. And so that was in me. And so those obstacles is what pushed me to be the well-rounded. I'm sitting in a studio with all my stuff, and I'm recording it, I'm mixing it, I'm mastering it, because I'm like, I don't want to depend on you, because I don't want you to do me favors, because I'm like, I got this. Like, I
Yeah.
got it. I don't want to do that for that. So that was the major obstacle for me, is having to deal with that, and knowing that they knew that I had the talent, but they were just trying to see. Ooh, let me see. And I'm just like, no. So
Mm.
yeah, and it's unfortunate. I mean, it's an industry that's kind of, I don't want to, as a female, it's a male dominated industry, and I'm just a female in it trying to pave a way for other women to try to come in and, and have a fair chance. It's good guys out there. It's a lot of them. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're not all like that, but some of the things that a couple of instances that I went through made me say, got to do this. You got to learn how to do this yourself. So
Totally understood.
yeah.
In not for nothing. I mean, that has long since been an issue, and especially in the older iteration of the music industry. And it's awesome to see you take and basically take your own fortune, fortune by the horns, and just rock with it. You know what I mean? And move forward.
Right. Right.
Um, Technical question though,
Yes.
because I dabble with mixing and mastering and stuff like that too. How do you feel that you rest your ear, considering the fact that you go from nothing as far as
Right.
like content, as far as like I got an idea, write it,
Right.
arrange it, sing it, mix it,
Right.
produce it, but at some points in time you get dead air sometimes. So how would you say you stave that off?
Well, it's kind of how can I explain? I'll try to explain this the best way I can. When I have that burning urge, it's almost like manifesting things in life. When you have that, when you want something in life, you can feel it in your soul, and you dream about it, you can manifest things, and it happens. And so when it comes to me writing a song, it's almost like a manifestation. It's like that burning in the center, and I sit here and I play until I've satisfied my spirit. And once I played it, and I'm like, and I'm putting all the pieces of the music together, and I'm playing, and it feels good. I'm listening to it over and over. Then the words start coming, and then I start writing, and then I start recording, and then I mix it. And I'm talking about, I'll sit here for hours until this whole complete song is done. And the thing, and once I say done, I've recorded all of it, and I've got a light mix of how I want it to sound, how the idea of how I want it to sound. And once I have that, I listen to it for a couple days, and then I'm just like, okay, now let's mix it. Let's really get into the mix of this and how I really want it to sound. So I say that to say I don't waste a lot of time, because I'll get off a song. Once I'm off of it too long, it's hard for me to get back to it and do the mix. And then it's just like, because it's like I'm in that zone. Like, I can't leave the zone. The zone, that portal has to stay open for me for
Right.
me to complete a song. And so, and that's how I accomplish doing a song. It's just that. I think that's what you asked me.
No,
I
it's,
went I went somewhere else.
listen. I totally went off script with the question, so I can totally understand. But you totally
Yeah.
you nailed it, and it makes sense,
Yeah.
because it's a thing and it happens. But for different people, there are, what I say, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and it's just impressive to hear what it is that you do to
Yeah.
deal with that kind of thing. Who and or what were your inspirations?
My inspirations in music, well, first in my life was always my parents and my grandparents. My foundation was in. I was always in church. We were church raised kids. Yeah, and and so I was raised in a church, singing in the church, and that kind of grounded me because we knew right from wrong long before, before school age, we knew already. And so my inspiration is definitely my family, my grandparents, and in the music side, my inspiration was Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, Shirley Murdoch, of course, and Bobby Humphrey.
Okay.
And yeah, my inspiration, yeah, that, and then and God, yeah, because that's God has always been a part of my life. That's my I'm walking with God all the time. I'm just like, look, I need you to fix some things. I need some things to happen. And
Right.
so yeah,
Okay. Okay. It makes total sense. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
yeah.
We actually have a single that you put out.
Okay.
The name of the single is "I Know, Baby."
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about this song? We discussed this a little topically beforehand, but I'll let you run with it. I'm not even going to say anything. But how did this song come together?
Lord.
Just just all the way, just run it all the way down so we can understand the process.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Have you listened to this whole song?
I've listened to most of it. I have not listened to.
Okay, I asked that because I'm gonna break this song down a little bit.
Okay.
So if you listen to this song was it's a very grown and sexy song, and this is basically in this song I'm writing about a guy that's not there with me, but I want him to be there with me, and how can I say this cleanly? Um, it's who's around me? Hold
Oh,
on,
which,
let me like this. This is a masturbation song. So, so, so yeah, this song is about, I'm like, I know you want me, that the words, speak for themselves, but yeah, it's a grown and sexy song, but it's subliminal because you can think it's talking about one thing, and but Petty Cat, that's the alter ego of me that wrote this song, so I'm gonna blame it on her. Petty Cat wrote it, so
awesome.
so yeah,
Okay.
so yeah.
Uh, who shot the video? Who did it? Yeah, did you produce it? You did the beat too and everything? Like,
I did the music. I did everything to this song. Okay, so I'll tell you who first did the video. Who shot it the first time? Okay, so my ex shot the video the first time. He couldn't complete it. I was just like, okay, this not working out because you can't complete the video. So I had to bring my best friend in to complete the video for me. So I was like, okay, look, I gotta do a shower thing, I do a bedroom thing, we gotta do all this. And so he was just like, I got you, sis. I was like, yes, let's get it done. So yeah.
okay.
So it was very interesting because my best friend is like, he's a guy, and he's like my brother. So I was just like, oh man, I like City, name is City. I like City, this is going, oh man. I was like, I don't know if I can do it. He was like, man, everybody looking at you, man. Come on, let's shoot the video. And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, okay. So he made me so comfortable because he brought his girlfriend with him. I'm telling her, I was like, girl, you don't even understand how hard this is for me. I said, it's like my brother. She was like, you're good. She's like, come, let's just get it done. So I'm like, let's go. So I'm in the shower scene. I'm just like, he's just like, you gotta move a little bit more. I'm just like, oh man. He's
It's
like,
just
move
like,
to the side. Try to hold your breath, try to cover your nipples. And I'm just like, oh my God. So, but it was fun. It was fun and interesting, yeah. But yeah. Whew, yeah, interesting video footage. I mean, behind the scenes was a little funny. So
Well, listen, we had the song LaConda Davies as Petty Cat. I know, baby.
I know, baby.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. You don't have to touch me for me to feel you on my body, boy. I just close my eyes and there you are. You have these perfect ways to kiss me. In the shower when I'm by myself, there's the thing you always say to me. Whoa, I see you breathing, I see you coming for me. These thoughts are steaming as I imagine it. He says I need your loving, wanna taste your body right now. And I said, I know, baby, I want you to. I say I need to feel you, I need to find me all of my ears. And he says, I know, baby, I want to. I've never felt anything so deep. You send fire through the spirit world, connecting to all my energy. Oh, I know who you are for me, and no, I'm not afraid. Just wish that you could be here face to face forever. 'Cause I feel you breathing, I see you coming for me. These thoughts get steaming as I imagine it. He says I need your loving, wanna taste your body right now. And I said, I know, baby, I want you to. I say I need to feel you deep inside, need to feel you. And he says, I know, baby, I want to. He said I need your loving, wanna taste your love right now. And I said, I know, baby. Oh, I say I need to feel you deep inside. And he says, I know, baby, I want it to. He says I need your loving, I need your loving. And I said, I know, baby, I want you to.
Yes, ma'am. LaConda Davies with Donnie B got the beats on the beat. I know, baby. For sure. Listen, how can I put this? Yeah, you did a good job with that video right there.
Thank you.
Totally understood.
Right.
Now, did everything come out the way that you know, like you said, aside from all of the stuff that you experienced, did it come out in a way that was, you were happy with the end result? Did it come
I
out
was
better?
happy
Or?
with it. I was happy with the results. The beginning part when everything drops off, I was like, perfect. I love it. So everybody, so it's like a wow factor for everybody. It's just like, oh shit. So I loved it. And it was his idea. He was like, he said, let's do this. He said, when you do that, and I was just like, he's like, they gonna like that. I was like, okay, let's do it. So yeah, it turned out really good.
GMS said wow too. So yeah, you got definitely the wow factor. All right. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like and subscribe to LaConda Davies Band. Follow her on Instagram, social media. You'll see her social media scroll up. If you got some kind of words or whatever you want to say, feel free to put them in the chat. And let's talk about whatever you want to discuss with her. Till then, we're gonna move on to the next question.
Let's go.
All right. Current aspirations, current projects. What are you working on that you care to share? Or maybe you just want people to just follow and find out for themselves. But if not, you want to share, feel free.
Well, my current aspirations is I want to get back into acting. So, and then I also want to be I want to be a music director on major movies. So I've scored a few films and got some up under my belt on my IMDb, and credits is building. And so I wanna really get more up into that because I like scoring. And so what I'm working on currently is I'm working on I have a single that's gonna release January 7th. It's called Feel It. And I love this song. It has a really good sexy feel to it. And I'm doing an album release party on Friday as the release happens, and it's gonna be fun. And the album will, precede it, and I'll be trying to get it out amongst people, my fans and new fans, and see what happens. See if I can become a household name at some point.
Okay. I'm sure if it's anything like I know it's gonna come through. It's gonna cut through for sure.
Right.
All right. So on to the next one. We have my favorite portion of the episode is hot topics. And anybody that knows hot topics and knows the show knows what time it is. Watch this. So, hot topics. Hot topics are a series of random questions that are designed for the viewers to get to know who you are, LaConda Davies, through these random questions that I ask you. Let's try to get through those. Keep it light. Let's try to get through them as quickly as possible, and just have fun with it. Ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
All right. First question: 3 things you didn't know. What's 3 things that the world does not know about LaConda Davies, and or 3 things that you want to clarify that people just need to put respect on your name?
Okay. 3 things that people don't know about me is I love fishing. I like working out. And a 3rd thing is I don't play. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass.
Just in case you didn't know.
Just in case you didn't know.
Okay. Definitely. Heard that. They ain't got no war for that. So this is a 2-way kind of question. You can answer it either way you want to. Either A, they ain't got no war for that. What's the most outlandish thing that you've seen on in the social media or TV in the world? Current events. It could be anything from Lil Nas X with the baby bump to President Bush or President Trump up to shenanigans, or if there any philanthropy work or anything out there that is something positive that you've seen that really struck something with you, and it's like, you know what, this person needs an award, or this thing needs an award, that people need to give it its due credit.
Oh, that's it's a lot of things I've seen. Let me think. Okay, let's go here.
Okay.
Dang, I want to hear a lot of things. Let's do this one. Um, the COVID thing. Let's go
Okay.
there. So I've seen a lot of people who have gotten this COVID shot, and a lot of people who haven't, and a lot of people are getting it. And I'm thinking, to myself, this COVID shot is giving people this other variant, and the other when they're getting the second one, the third one is giving them the other variant. So that's my opinion. That I think that it's a setup because I don't know if you pay attention to them trying to move to a different planet. I don't know if anybody's paying attention to that, but they can only bring so many people, and they gotta, this planet is kind of killing itself. We're kind of killing this planet, and you just gotta follow the money on things. And so I'm just kind of pay attention to that. Like if you follow the money, you can figure out what's really going on. In my opinion, I feel like there's been it's population control that's going on, and just gotta stay healthy and keep your immune system high. That's my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair. There's nothing wrong with you having an opinion or anybody having an opinion. That's what being an American is. So yeah, I definitely respect your opinion on it. Thank you for sharing.
Right.
Couple more of these really quick. This one is one of my favorites. I purposely didn't share this with you on the pregame.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get an honest answer for this one. This one's called "What They Say." Now, this is for a lot of people from a lot of different parts of the country, part of the world, and so forth and so on. If people come to your hood, what's some things that they say that, if you hear this is, they only say that here, they only say that in this part of the country. So
right.
where you are or where you're from, what are a few words that you like to share for people so that they know what time it is?
Like, what would they say about me?
No, like slang words that anybody say.
Oh. Put some with some, make some happen.
Okay.
That's a slang here. Put some with some, make some happen. So,
Okay. Now, for those that don't know what that means, what does that mean?
Who don't know what that means? That means let's put some things together and let's see if we can make them happen, and we can make it happen together. Put some with some, make some happen.
Love it. I love it. We need to put that on a series of shirts.
Right. Put some with some, make some happen. Right.
Okay. Next one. Netflix. What's on your visual playlist that right now that's something that's caught your eye? It could be Cobra Kai. It could be anything from Marvel and Disney Plus. It could be Hulu. It could be Atlanta. It could be anything that it doesn't have to be a movie. It doesn't have to be a TV show. Just anything that you care to talk. Well,
I will say this. Unfortunately, I don't watch TV at all. I don't watch I don't know what's going on anything on TV. Not one show. I have no clue. I'm sorry. So, music, what I listen to is I love my Chris Brown. So
okay.
that's a go-to. Chris Brown. Love my Isley Brothers and Luther Vandross. I'm an old soul, and I love feel good music. I mean, that's my thing.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, you shouldn't be ashamed that you don't watch nothing on TV. Trust me, you're not really missing much anyway on TV. And secondly, I really only listen to old school music too. So I mean, that's where the good stuff is,
Right.
So that's what's up. All right, thank you for sharing, and we made it through Hot Topics. So this is the last leg of the interview. We're kind of burning through this pretty quickly, so I'm good, and I'm trying to be respectful of your time. First question is, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see myself with my label, which is Musa King Records LLC, signing artists and putting them out, signing and put them out and making them do what it do. The female. I want to be this major label, female-owned label that's putting out artists with good music and being respected for that, and really getting the recognition that that I want out of it. Kind of trying to, like I said, just trying to pave that way. I put the work in, and I'm ready to
receive it,
get it out there, and say, hey, here I go. Hey, I did it. I put the work in. Y'all got to respect it. Let's go. So, yeah.
Okay. I love that. Definitely love that. I think that's, and you'll achieve it. I have no doubt there.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on today's entertainment industry? Considering that you're so well versed in a lot of different aspects of the entertainment industry, what are your thoughts on today's entertainment industry and how to navigate it, and the positive
Yeah.
things, negative things? What would you like to share?
It has changed. The industry has changed drastically. I mean, we have social media now. People are TikTok. Man, it's flipped upside down. You put all this time off into doing it one way, and then in the middle of you saying, "I almost got it," did it flip over? You're like, wait a minute, I got to get on TikTok now. So it's kind of. I mean, I'm going with the flow, but then sometimes I'm a little like, nah, I'm gonna keep going here. I don't want to do all that. But then I'm thinking that okay, I gotta go with the flow. And so the way the industry is now, I'm kind of it's taking its turn like everything else. I mean, we went from ADAT to because we done came a long way,
Yeah.
and so I'm just like I'm going with the flow, still staying true to myself and saying keeping my morals and my values and saying I'm still doing it this way and not compromising, but yet still making the changes and converting over to these things. I'm not looking for a major label deal. I'm not looking for that. I used to look for that, but I'm like, I want to keep all my stuff. And so, yeah. But other than that, yeah, the industry, it's people are staying independent, and a lot of people are really doing it for themselves. And I'm just like, hey, changing my format and how my label is ran. I'm just like, hey, we can implement this TikTok, these videos, this social media period. Let's go. So I just kind of stay with it. It changes, but a lot of things I ain't never doing. So yeah, I ain't never doing.
I trust you. I feel you. I feel you on that.
Right.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing. That definitely means a lot. And you touched on a lot of very, very valid points. Especially the portion about staying independent. And I think that's the thing. Most of the people that say that they want to stay independent really have a grasp on business sense, I think.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so I mean that's definitely exciting to hear. That you're definitely on that path, and you definitely have everything together. You're not just like,
Yeah.
not paying, not doing it, but keep your publishing. That's what
Absolutely.
programming success.
That's where the money is.
How do you? This guy, I love this guy. This Deshaun English, a good friend of mine. Okay, whatever. We'll get to that. Donnie B get the beats. I do get the beats, by the way. Anyway, that's nothing. As far as with regard to crypto, though, considering that you're a label owner and definitely are very savvy with a lot of entertainment industry politics as well as business. What are your thoughts on cryptocurrency and NFTs and operating in that space? Is that something that you feel has staying power? Or is that something that is interest of you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you my thoughts. So at this point, let me tell you a little bit what I feel about crypto. So I bought into Bitcoin when it was at 69,000, and then it dropped down to 46. So I'm looking at money going like this to this. So now I do my research, and I'm kind of becoming addicted to looking at my crypto.com app, and I'm just like, oh my God, like what is going on? And so yeah, I'm paying attention to that. I'm seeing that it's a lot of things, kind of changing. I stay with I do watch that. I don't watch TV, but I watch the money and what's going on with that. And so I had a lot of people saying, hey, invest in this, invest in it. I'm just like, okay, let's see what it does. I'm looking at, things are kind of doing some things. I'm just like, okay. NFTs, I'm getting ready to do a lot of research on that, because I'm like, you know what? People are making money off NFTs, and it's original work, my albums, I'm just like, it's worth getting into. So I've been doing my research on that, but then it's like, okay, I'm looking at get in, get out. I'm trying to figure out. It's almost like playing double dutch. Like you got to get in. Like at what point, where are we looking at the cutoff? So that makes sense, because I'm just trying to. I'm just like with the Bitcoin and buying Ethereum, and I'm just like, okay, I tried it. I'll wait a year and see what happens. If it's not to my liking, I'll pull whatever I can, whatever, pull my profits out or pull my losses out and do something different. But I think, with that, yeah, it's I mean, investment, it's an investment. You take a chance. Nothing's 100% guaranteed. So you either try it and see what happens, and you never know. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Some
Definitely.
people done hit big on. I done seen some people done showed me. I'm just like, dang, you hit it like that. So I'm just like, let me put my money in there. And I'm looking at my money like, okay, my money didn't do that.
Right.
I didn't get in right. So
Yeah. It's funny. You gotta strike while the iron's hot, but knowing which
right.
iron the strike is, that's what makes it
Is
difficult. So,
yeah, because it's so many. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
definitely that. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, 4 more questions that we get
Okay.
each done. Black in America, because we're Black people in America.
You're
The
black.
question is, how has being Black affected your ability to aspire in your industry, and how would you like to see it change? And I'll actually add to that too by adding the caveat of being also, how has being a woman affected your ability to aspire in your industry, and how would you like to see it changed?
I'm gonna be funny for a second. So I wrote a song one time and I said I blonde my black hair to get my white girl on. And
Mm.
so I'm a little high yellow. And so I think that for the most part, I'm being black in America. I think I'm kind of, I don't know how to answer that because I don't really deal with a whole lot of people, and I'm really like I just have this demeanor to where people just kind of, when I don't want to be bothered, people just don't
Yeah.
bother me.
Yeah.
But I tend to I don't know. I don't think I want to go deeper into that, but I'll be giving you more of my life that I'm not ready to give yet because I may not be directly affected by it, but the people around me tend to be. And so I'll speak on that. So me being a part of their lives and seeing what they go through, it's 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 really, you have to, when I have to tell people, you have to, don't be a statistic. I mean, it's like sometimes you have to know your place. You have to know, you can't be ignorant, you can't be stupid, you can't be ghetto, you just got to know where you can do certain things in certain places. And
Right.
so I'm just like, just adjust. Me, I'm adjustable. I can be around my friends and I can be, girl, what you say, girl? I can do that. And then and then I can get into my business mode. And I'm just like, because my background business and computers, I can do that and get away with certain things. But you have to, it's that you just have to know people. I don't know. You just have to know people. Hey, can I go back to that one question you asked about
Sure.
what people don't know about me? I'm
Yeah.
a licensed mediator. So I'm a licensed negotiator. So that's one thing I do have in my background, to where when I am dealing with lots of people, different races, different backgrounds, I know how to deal with them because I'm just trained to be like, okay, let me just listen to you. Let's figure out what's going on. And so they tend to like miss the color, like, oh, okay, she kind of knows what she's talking about. I'm like, yeah, let's get this done. So
Well, I love that, and I love the first thing that you said with regard to that was like, listen. That's the key word, and I think that
yeah,
in society today, there's a lot of people that don't just listen. Just
right,
listen. You know what I mean, and just understand what you're absorbing, what you're experiencing, to know how to effectively respond or
right,
navigate. How do you, what's your rebuttal? How can you, if you're not even comfortable or even sure about what you're receiving because you're
right,
not listening. So
right, right.
awesome.
Communication is key. I'm telling you. Communication is the key to any relationship in life, period.
Agreed.
Yeah, yeah.
Agreed. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, and again, I think you did answer the question, and so I don't want you to think that you kind of talked around it. No, you
Right.
answered the question, so I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right, last 3 questions, and this next one's going to be the hardest one out of the next 3.
Okay.
How do you feel that you have paved the way for young entertainers, filmmakers, and creatives? If you
Huh.
feel that you have.
Oh, I know I have. Listen, as a female, I have cut the grass. I've edged it. I've laid concrete. I've done it. And the way I did that was, like I said before, staying true to what I believe in and staying true to what I want to accomplish the way I want to accomplish it. So all those females, and so I do help males also, but I do help. But my thing is for the female artists that are coming in, the young ones that are coming in. I want them to know, like, look, you come with me, let me teach you how to do this, and let me show you how to do this so you can have more knowledge. You can have at least knowledge about what's going on, even in the business. And they think it's all about the music. It ain't all about the music. That's the easy part. That's the God-given gift that we have. But when I teach you how to set up your publishing, teach you how to set up and get your register with ASCAP, be on mine, do your
Media
your
based.
all that, media based, your sound, man, it's so much more to it. And people, it's so many people out here that do not know the other steps that you need to take. You can put stuff out on DistroKid all you want to, but how you gonna get your money if you ain't got that ISRC? And I've learned this stuff, I've studied it, I've asked questions, and I'm like, let's go. Let me help you get there. So yeah, I feel like I have paved the way, and I've done my research, I've done my work, I've grinded, I've put in the sweat, the hours to do this. And so
I love that answer, because again, it just shows how knowledgeable you are. There's a lot of people that act like they know what they're doing, and then there's a lot of people that actually do know what they're doing, and you can always tell the difference by people who talk. And,
right.
You definitely know what you're talking about, and I'm just excited to see what you do next. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I mean, you know what I mean? Just to witness what you're putting down and what you're laying down for the culture, for yourself, for your family, for anybody that just wants to experience, your imagination and where you're taking things. I'm excited for them, man.
Right.
Definitely look forward to what you got coming next. The next two questions I do have for you are, and you already touched on this topically, but just a little bit deeper. Is there any specific advice you have for aspiring talent, young entrepreneurs, young creators and filmmakers and entertainers that you have cut the manicure the grass for, and then you know what I mean?
Right.
What advice do you have for them?
Number one advice I have for everyone that's aspiring to be in this industry is getting into it. You need to first have God, because y'all got to remember who owns this industry and who was kicked out of heaven to come down here, and who was the most beautiful angel, could sing, and this is what we're dealing with. And so you gotta be grounded. You gotta have God first in your life. You have to ground yourself with God to be able to get into this industry and really sustain yourself. And you gotta know, you gotta have a foundation. So that's number one. And everybody's not religious, and I don't care. I am, and I have to have a balance, and that's number one. Figure if you're not religious, make sure you have a purpose and stick to your purpose. And so, and second, stop following other people just because. The thing is that if you look at it, Mary J, there's not another person that sounds like Mary J. Blige, not that I know of in the industry. There's not another person that sounds like, when Lil Wayne came out, there was no other sounding Lil Wayne. There was no other sounding Drake. That's why they made it. So everybody's following behind and then wondering why, they fall off, because you following. Be unique in what you do and stick to it. It's like rolling the dice. At some point you're gonna hit. Just stick true to what it is you are. And so, just like I used to think, oh man, that they gotta sound like that. And I got to thinking, like, do I want to sound like that? I don't want to sound like that. I was like, let me stick to what. And then after a while, my lane opened up. Like, all right, here I am. I got my own lane now, and they're respecting it. Just stay true to it. Play the same lottery number every week. That's what you're gonna do. Play the same lottery. It's gonna hit. So that's my advice.
Okay, I love that inference. I don't play the lottery though, but that's just the me thing.
I don't either. I can gamble my money like that.
But I'd be damned if you didn't hit that right on that nail on the head with that one. I'm trying to tell you that, play the number, man. Just play the number.
Yeah, just play the numbers. Same ones.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, last question, and the most important of all, with all your wealth of knowledge, how can people learn more about you if they want to reach out and have any questions? They want to subscribe to you, they want to follow you, they want to contract you for your services, glean information from you. How can people learn more about you?
Well, you can learn more about me by following me on Facebook and LaConda Davies, Instagram LaConda Davies. You can go to my IMDb, look up LaConda Davies, see the movies I've been in, I've scored. Yeah, and then also whoever's out there, whatever director wants to write my biop or whatever, whatever, I'm open for that. I got a whole story for y'all. I got some stories. I'm about to do a book and then a movie. I got some stories, y'all. But yeah, you can find me LaConda Davies everywhere. Just YouTube, you can find me. Oh, Spotify, look, Amazon, look, I'm all over the world with music. So y'all can find my music everywhere on every platform. Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, Apple Music, everywhere. Tidal, you can find me.
I love it. I love it. And it's just, if not nothing else, I just love the fact that you know what you're doing. Because you know how it is in this business where you come across people and people, oh, what are you doing? I don't know. Or, oh, I'm just doing it. This is like, come on, bro. Like, come on. But you definitely know what you're doing. You're very talented at what you do.
Thank you.
And I got nothing but the best kind of things to say. So I definitely am interested in what's next. I look forward to what you got coming next. I'm going to be staying tuned to the release this Friday. If any point in time you want to come back and do some exclusive drops or do a walkthrough or a talk through of whatever you release, feel free.
Absolutely.
The floor will be
I got to
yours.
get you the new single. So I got to get you a new single. I got to come
Give
back.
me the new single. ASAP.
You don't like this. It's sexy.
See, we need more sexy in the world. I love that. I definitely am very interested. So I'm going to be staying tuned. I'm gonna have my ears peeled. Wait, it's eyes peeled. What is it? Whatever. You know what I mean. I'm gonna have that ready anyway.
Absolutely.
All jokes aside, you got any shout outs? Anything? Anybody that you want to shout out on here?
Yeah, I do. I want to say a shout out to Grandmaster GMS. Did I say it right?
Yes. It's Grand Mixer.
And I want to give a shout out to you for having me on and him for, recommending me to you. I love all, when I get on platforms and get myself out there, all of this is needed to, be able to get myself out there. I love it. I want to say what's up and give a shout out to my boy, Paul Anthony from Full Force. I mean, he set the platform for all this to happen too. And, shoot, God, look, I want to give a shout out. I got a God and foremost. Yes. So, yeah, and everybody who supported me. So I appreciate all of you.
Definitely appreciate it. And thank you again for appearing on the show. Any last words before we kick get up out of here?
My motto is stay true to yourself. Dream big and just keep going. Don't ever stop. Keep going. Don't let nobody stop you with your dreams. So.
Well, I love it. I love it, and I agree with everything that you said. Like I said, new fan. I'm gonna be following you. Everything that you do with great interest. Hang tight for a little bit if you get another couple minutes, just so we can wind up everything after this. But definitely look forward to seeing what you got coming up real soon. If I could be of any assistance in the future, feel free to reach out. I gotta say all these things, but I mean it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. LaConda Davies on social media. Make sure you go to Spotify. Get the numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Patronize. Yeah. Get put the money in. It's 22, man. We need the money. For people who work.
I need some gas money.
Hey, man, the gas price. Let's talk about it. The gas prices, though. But like I said, definitely make sure you like and subscribe and follow LaConda Davies on all forms of social media. Make sure you pick her music up, Spotify, just everywhere where there is music, she's there. If you look at her. Again, like and subscribe to Beat. Season 5, y'all. I'm so excited, and plenty more opportunities and plenty more people coming up real soon. Ghana is in the building. I got Ghana out the door right about now. So We're gonna have people from across the ocean over there appearing on the show real soon. So stay tuned. But like I said, I'm Donnie B, got the beats. We live on a beat. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Donnie B, got the beats.